Hey, folks, let me do this right fast. I'm quite sure probably everybody's probably eating dinner or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way before everybody else come out later on. Now, y'all know how it go. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this going, get myself lit up, and what else we got here? Well, let's add a little bit of torque gear, and the old Republic. Y'all can go chill for a second because I don't need y'all right now. Look, let me get this out of the way because you got a whole bunch of people. I'm a two-part this. I'm a double part it. Okay, because there's a lot of disingenuous people out here in media and elected officials, and some are just content creators like me. Now, if you're an elected official, you should know this. That means they do know this, so they just banking that you don't. That's why they do what they do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Get this right off the top about the War Powers Act. Okay. I know people saying, oh, the Marine Corps are the only ones that the president can send somewhere in 60 days without a declaration of war. They're not fibbing, but they're leaving out a lot. That was prior to 1973. Okay, that was prior to 1973. So basically, like I said, they're not lying, but the president could send the Marine Corps for nearly, for not for anything. They can send them anywhere for pretty much anything. But then the War Powers Act 1973, it changed all that. But prior to then, he can send the Marine Corps to wherever the flip for whatever the flip he wanted to, up to 60 days to keep them there, to keep the forces there past 60 days. Then he required congressional approval. Now, the story behind why it was the Marine Corps and not any other branch or all branches, I'm quite sure if I do some digging, I'll be able to find something. But for right now, I got nothing. But I'm forgetting another part. Congress is the president have to notify them. I think he got like 2 days to notify them. Those 2-day notice. He got to notify him within 2 days, and all the forces and all their equipment and everything need to be, what's up, Roscoe? Need to be out of country wherever he done sent them before that 60 days is up. All right. I'm quite sure this is going to be one of them because I'm doing this too early, but I got to do it early because I got to get out of here. Let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and get the document, and we can get this show on the road. Now, y'all know I be talking smack. Ooh, let me see. I think I got the right screen. I think it's number 3. Yeah, there it is. I got it right. Can't believe it. Normally, I'm good at screwing up stuff. Now, this is going to go against what a lot of loudmouth, not what all of them ain't loudmouth, what a lot of tubers are out here saying. And this is one of them. Okay, yeah, I'm a coon. I'm a sellout. I'm a buffoon. Uncle Ruckus. I hate myself. Choke yourself and throw yourself off the Chesapeake. I know. I get it. But that don't change this document that's up here in front of us. Let's run it down real quick because I want to go over the dude that pew the people at the nightclub up there in Austin, like we call it, Texas's version of Berkeley, California, because that's the lib ground zero for the libtards of the state of Texas. But anyway, let's go through this right fast. Y'all see it. I'm not talking off the cuff. I'm not making nothing up. What does it say? Congressional control over the president's discretion. The president shall be the commander-in-chief of the Army, Navy, and the United States and the militia of several states. When called into actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments, blah, blah, blah. Oh, did the media forget to tell y'all that Orange Man actually went to both parties before launching and told them that they was going to do it? He told the leadership of both parties. So as usual, Schmuck Schumer is lying. He's lying. And I'm quite sure Orange Man, but one thing I got to give Chuck Schumer, dang it. He didn't say that Orange Man didn't tell him. They got the little satellite surrogates saying that Team Blue leadership ain't muttered a word of it. Because they know. Because they know. Over the president's veto, Congress enacted the 1973 War Powers Resolution designed to redistribute the war powers between the president and Congress, although ambiguous in some respects. The resolution appears to define restrictively to presidential powers to require him to report fully to Congress upon introduction of troops into foreign areas. Now, we haven't put any troops in foreign areas. The troops, lies by omission. There you go. You got it. Now, technically, because we don't have any troops on the ground, the Fifth Fleet were already out. We have a whole bunch of military bases all through the Gulf region. Those guys were already there, and they haven't left there and went into Iran. And they know this, but they say it anyway because they know the average person ain't going to do any research. Excuse me. And those of us that know ain't on their team. So they don't give a F about the ones like me anyway, which is cool. They ain't got to care about me because I ain't got to care about them either. So anyway, there we go. We have no ground troops in Iran. But anyway, that's the beauty of sea and air. Where were we at? Congress to require cessation of hostilities in advance of the time set, which is 60 days. The resolution states that the president's power to commit United States troops into hostilities or into situations of imminent involvement in hostilities is limited to instances: 1, a declaration of war; 2, specific statutory authorization; or 3, a national emergency created by an attack on the United States, its territories or possessions, or its armed forces. In the absence of a declaration of war, president must within 48 hours, which he did, report to Congress whenever he introduces troops in the hostilities or situations of imminent hostilities into a foreign nation while equipped for combat, except in certain non-hostile situations which don't apply to us in this case. Cause I think blooping hitting your somebody's leader, turning off their computer, making them reboot Well, he ain't no rebooting. He just shut him down. He got the critical error going, the blue screen of death. So that part ain't gonna cover us. Okay, but let's go. Hostility number in which the United States troops from combat. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Congress, whenever hostilities, imminent hostilities into a foreign nation while equipped for combat, except certain non-hostile situations which don't apply to us, or in numbers which substantially enlarge U.S. troops equipped for combat already located in a foreign nation. Hey, Elizabeth, already they know this stuff. We didn't send troops to our military bases in the Gulf region. They were already there. The Fifth Fleet was already there. And still, no one with an asterisk. Because if y'all think, I don't believe that we don't have any 3-letter MARSOC or SOCOM operators somewhere on the ground. They may not be doing nothing. And that's another thing too. Do our tier 1 and tier 2 guys, can they wreak havoc around the world? Of course they can. They'll come get you out of your bed. Ask your boy from Venezuela. And ain't nothing your troops can do about it. But their biggest asset is intel. Reporting what you see. Salute. It's an Army thing. Salute. Size. Why do I still know this by heart? Size, activity, location, unit, time, equipment. Salute. You are so much getting that size. How big of a unit is it? Activity. What are they doing? Are they loading up tanks? Or they just sitting around goofing off, drinking coffee? Or they loading up? Or they training? Or do the, location. Location. Where are they at? Unit. What kind of unit is it? Well, do you see cannons? Yeah, it's an artillery unit. You see tanks? Yeah, it's an armor unit. You see what I'm saying? You see helicopters? Yeah, you get the picture. Time and equipment. What all they got? They got long rifle. They got machine gun. I ain't seen no machine guns. I ain't seen no long distance comms. I just see local comms, a couple of trucks. That's information. That information helps the so-called big brains upstairs to execute things. Just wanted to throw that out there. Why I still know that by heart is beyond me. Let's go. The resolution further states is called the Golden Triangle in Project Management. Okay. Mean Gene. What's up, Mean Gene? Where were we at? Resolution will be taken to empower the president to use troops abroad unless the legislation specifically does so, that no treaty may so empower the president unless it's supplemented by implementing legislation specifically addressing this issue. This ain't a real long article. Aside from its use as a rhetorical device, the War Powers resolution has been of little worth in reordering presidential congressional relations in the years since its enactment. Okay, I'll leave that one alone. Upon invasion of Kuwait by Iraqi troops in 1990, President Bush Sr., Herbert Walker, sought not congressional authorization, but a UN Security Council resolution authorizing the use of force by member nations. Because remember, when we went, it was Lottie Dottie and everybody, the coalition, the NATO coalition. So he got the skirted on that, even though it was done later on. But anyway, only at the last moment did President Bush seek authorization from Congress, he and his officials contending that he had power to act unilaterally. After intensive debate, Congress voted 250 to 183 in the House and 53 to 46 in the Senate to authorize President Bush Sr. to use U.S. troops pursuant to the UN resolution, because we had to follow it by their thing. And I told y'all I was kind of PO'd about that last night on Sly's stream when I was on there with Sly, because we didn't go it alone. We got to do what the Blue Helmet crew say, and they wouldn't allow us, once we ran them out of Kuwait, for us to keep going into Iraq to get Insane Hussein. Hey, y'all remember his sons Uday and Qusay? The stuff that we have on record that those two people done to human beings, not enemies, captured, so just regular people. What's up, Don? Will literally boil your blood and curl and make the hair on the back of your neck stand up at the same time. Them clowns was feeding alive, well people to their animals, to their lions that they had. Not enemies, just regular people. They had grape rooms and whatnot. They did. Now, granted, I still saying ain't none of my business, but, you know, even though I had to go, I mean, Uday and Qusay were savages. Even Saddam and all of his stuff wasn't that. He wasn't doing the stuff that we know of, because I think we would have heard of it by now. That's why some, when it came out and the battle horn got blown, you know, y'all know we got Uday and Qusay first, right? They knocked their asses out because Uday was Saddam's successor. He would have been, if they had just got Saddam, he would have went Joker on you. Well, wait until they get a load of me. Y'all didn't want nothing to do with Uday Hussein. Trust me. Oh my, insane. Okay, let's keep going. All right, we done the thing on the votes and whatnot. They were feeding people. They would put people feet first into chippers, the torture thing. Not head first to get you out, feet first so you would suffer. They would wound you and put you in the lion cage. Do you know that was a trip? You could go past the lion cage. They said that it was true, because I didn't get to go that far. I didn't get to go that far in. I went to one palace, but I didn't go to theirs. The lions wouldn't even flinch when adults went up to them. But when they'd see a child, the lions would go crazy, because that's what they were feeding them. They feed your children to the lions. That's my way of torturing you. Ain't that something? Don't take my word for none of this. Look it up if you want to. Presidents have continued to claim independent authority to commit U.S. armed forces to involvements abroad, absent of any congressional participation other than the consultation and after the fact financing. Kerry, that's what Dwayne was. When he went to Bosnia-Herzegovina. That's the clause that he fell under. Kerry knows who I'm talking about. She knows Dwayne. She didn't talk to Dwayne before. That's the clause he fell under. Okay. In 1994, for example, Dirty Bill, Dirty Bill Clinton fronted me some weight, told me keep 2, bring him back 8, and I only brought him 5 and stuck his ass for 3. Do you think that Clampett's sick as goons on me? The answer is yes. The Clampetts are already on their way as soon as he fronted you that weight. You can't, man, you don't back out of no deal with Dirty Bill. Man, you will suffer. Trust me. Dirty Bill, here we go. Well, just Bill Clinton. President Clinton, based on his authority to order the participation of U.S. forces in NATO actions in Bosnia-Herzegovina. The only thing I had to do was keep reading. My best friend, that was my best man at my wedding. Me and him been friends since high school. I was the best man at his wedding. He was the best man at my wedding. He went to Bosnia. I didn't go to Bosnia, but I went to the land of the sand. He didn't go to the land of the sand. And he still struggles with it from time to time because their hands were tied pretty much. You just get to watch the atrocities, record and report, and make sure, because he's on the NBC nuclear biological chemical team. He didn't have nothing to do as long as he making sure that wasn't no chemical weapons used. And that's it. Everything else, he couldn't do nothing. And I'm going to leave out a whole bunch of gaps on that for his sake. And because anything that hurts him hurts me. Okay. And I feel his pain. Bosnia-Herzegovina on his constitutional authority to conduct U.S. foreign relations and as his role as commander-in-chief. Fun fact, we didn't take the rest of the soldiers out of Bosnia-Herzegovina on that little base we had there until right before COVID lockdown. Now, how long was that? From 1994 to before the COVID lockdown, before they took out the detachment that they would rotate troops and airmen into this small base over there in that region. How about that? Well, that ain't in the books. It's a whole bunch of things ain't in the books, but it's a whole bunch of things ain't in the books. I'll leave it at that. Whereas commander-in-chief protested efforts to restrict the use of military forces there and elsewhere, and improper and possibility unconstitutional limitation of his control of U.S. forces. Basically, Dirty Bill was saying, I'm going to do what I want to do. Do y'all remember? Because I'm an old guy. And he was my commander-in-chief. I was still active duty when Bill Clinton was president. Okay. So there was no pushback because he got a big blue dot, behind his thing. There was no pushback. Okay, here we go. In March 2011, President Obama ordered U.S. military forces to take action as part of an international coalition to enforce U.S. Security Council Resolution 1973, which authorized UN member states to take all necessary measures other than through military occupation. I can beat you up. I can come blam you, but I can't stick my flag in your sand and say, I now declare this part of Nikistan. I can do everything but that. Okay. To protect civilians from attacks from Libyan government. We know what happened to the president of Libya. We know what happened to him, right? Muammar Gaddafi. We know what happened to him, right? Y'all do know that, right? Y'all know Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State over that, right? Y'all knew that part, right? Libyan government and establish a no-fly zone over the country. Although these operations had not been authorized by legislation, the executive branch submitted a report to Congress which claimed that the president has the constitutional authority as commander-in-chief executive and pursuant to his foreign affairs powers to direct such unlimited military operations abroad. Now, y'all old enough to remember the Obama part. Some of y'all probably was kids do y'all remember a whole bunch of outcry? People in the streets chanting, throwing all kind of stuff, telling Obama that he did not overstep his bounds. Obama bombed more countries, dropped more bombs on any other country without a declaration of war than any other president in modern history. Modern, because you have to go all the way back to Vietnam. Excuse me, the Korean War. I lied, to the Korean War to surpass that. Hey, cynical, I know what you meant. Okay, let's keep going. Like I said, because it ain't that long. By contrast, the Shrub Jr. sought a resolution from Congress in 2002 to approve the eventual invasion of Iraq before seeking a UN Security Council resolution. See, that's the loophole. This, I'm doing it as a member of NATO. I'm doing it under the auspice of NATO. Okay, and I got to play in that one too. I got to play in a whole bunch of this shit. But anyway, to approve the eventual invasion of Iraq, which he did get congressional approval on. They talk shit, but Nancy Pelosi gave George Bush, because she was the Speaker of the House. She gave him, they signed off on it. They'll tell you that they didn't, but they did. They did. Okay? And she sent it up, have her clerk type it up. And she signed it and gave it to him. Let's find the spot. Congress passed authorization for use of military force against Iraq, resolution of 2002, which it styled as specific statutory authorization with the meaning of Section 5B of the War Powers Resolution. On signing the measure, the president noted that he had sought an additional resolution of support from Congress and expressed appreciation for receiving that support, but stated, quote, "My request for it did not, and my signing this resolution does not constitute any change in the longstanding positions of the executive branch on either the president's constitutional authority to use force to deter, prevent, or respond to aggression or other threats to U.S. interests, or on the constitutionality of the War Powers Resolution." Somebody had to write that for George. I know he ain't say that. In the Bush's, I'm sorry, y'all. The Bush administration's view, the primary benefit of receiving authorization from Congress seems to have been the message of political unity. What would they call him? What do they call him? Compassionate conservative. That's bullshit. Hey, man, I'm just saying, Roscoe. Come on, stall me out, man. Primary benefit of receiving authorization from Congress seems to have been the message of political unity it conveyed to the rest of the world, rather than the fulfillment of any constitutional requirements. Although there is recurrent talk with Congress and without as to amending the War Powers Resolution to strengthen it, no consensus has emerged, and there is little evidence that there exists within Congress the resolve to exercise the responsibility concomitant with strengthening it. So basically, y'all know it. Y'all still saying Orange Man is not following the Constitution when he is. Whether I like it or not. Whether I like it or not. I ain't gotta like it. But he's following the same rule, the same deal that Bill Clinton followed, that Bush Sr. followed, that Bush Jr. followed, and that Obama followed. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about here? Man, y'all, they love playing in folks' faces. They love playing in folks' faces. And they know that the average person The average person is none the wiser. But you can go to Cornell Law School, the Legal Information Institute, and I'll leave it there where you can screenshot it. And there's the congressional control over president's discretion right there. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1. The thing that the Democrats are acting like it don't fucking exist when we know it exists. Because we're looking at it right there. I mean, it's right there in our face.
Man, this is some bullshit.
It sure the hell is. Boo this man. Let me get the next one up so we can slide up out of here. Now, they leaving out a lot of stuff on homeboy in Austin that done the pew pew pew. And he lived in New York. He came from New York, had arrest and all kind of goofy stuff there. He came to San Antonio, same thing, left San Antonio and moved to Pflugerville. Pflugerville is outside of Austin. I done been to Pflugerville more times I can count. Now, and I can count pretty high. Ain't no broke mofos living in Pflugerville, y'all. Pflugerville doesn't have a big homeless population on the streets of Pflugerville, Texas. No. Cedar Park? No. Pflugerville? No. Georgetown? No. Keep your broke, dusty ass up out of there. So, I smell a rat. Where my thing at? Yeah, let me give it some. What does he do? 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 For a living. 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 To make money. 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 To live in New York City. New York City. New York City. New York City. Get arrested multiple times. Still have the financial wherewithal to move to San Antonio. The seventh largest city in the United States. And then move from there to Pflugerville, Texas, just outside of Austin. Who does he work for, y'all? Who does he work for? He got to work for somebody. Oh, guess what, y'all? None of the NATO nations allowed Orange Man, us, to have access. No European nations. France, Spain, Germany, Belgium, all of them told Orange Man, no, you can't use nothing here for this attack going there. No, Orange Man. The UK let us use their airstrips. Come on in, Mike. Blimey. He's going to remember that. Y'all know Orange Man got a mean streak. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know Orange Man got a mean streak. He ain't liking that at all. Where did I go with it? Let me see. Where's the Islam regime? USS strikes U.S. base near Erbil. That's where that troop was killed. Saying Dr. Phil snapped on Ilhan Omar. I ain't messing with her. I feel like I'd lose IQ points just by listening to her. I can't listen to her. There it is. Now we got two pieces. I'm gonna give you the local news first from San Antonio, where the man that done the pew pew and pew pew them people in Austin at the nightclub night before last, where he, where the news is from. So let's go ahead and get it. Yeah. The UK allowed usage of the airstrips, Bent Waters, all the places like that there. But the other, and we already know Turkey was going to be a no. I mean, we know that already. I don't even know why if Turkey wasn't where they're at geographically, NATO wouldn't need them. And they know that. That's why they do what they do. Now, let me get this short video set up. It's 2 minutes and 53 seconds. It's just to lay the groundwork, okay? So let me go ahead and get get her set up here. Get her all cubed in. Dum da dum da dum. Dum da dum. Hold still. I ain't trying to make you bigger, ma'am. I'm just trying to get the screen. Nothing but the facts, ma'am. Nothing but the facts. Stop it. Stop playing with me. Maybe it'll help if I put it on the right line, right? Y'all, this is from Ken's 5 News, San Antonio. Now, all the news in San Antonio is far left, but Ken's ain't as far left as KSAT 12 and the KLRN, but they're trying. Anyway, let's go ahead and get her. If y'all can't, I'm going to play some and stop. If y'all can't hear her, let me know, because then I might have something out of whack. Let me know if y'all can hear her.
Our top story, the FBI is investigating a possible terror attack in Austin.
I'll look at the chat and wait till I see if y'all can hear her or not, because ain't no need of it just going on and y'all can't hear her. Sounds good? All right, let's roll.
A gunman killed 2 people, and then police shot and killed the suspect. Later, officials searched his home, finding an Iranian flag and pictures of Iranian leaders.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Have y'all heard this on CNN? Have y'all heard that on CNN, MSNBC? Have you? I haven't. I only watched a little bit. Maybe they didn't came out and said it, but I just didn't hear it. Yo, you ain't heard that either, Mean Gene? Me neither. I'll play it again.
2 people, and then police shot and killed the suspect. Later, officials searched his home, finding an Iranian flag and pictures of Iranian leaders. Online records show the suspect once lived in San Antonio. Jason Allen.
He did. He lived in San Antonio. It's a neighborhood called Sunrise. I can take you there blindfolded.
Is in Austin with the latest.
Where is it? Video shows people taking cover inside a bar as a gunman fired shots toward them from the window of an SUV. Then, police said he parked and got out with a rifle and started firing again. Within less than a minute, 3 police officers patrolling the busy entertainment district shot and killed the gunman. Paramedics.
Now, that's one thing about this the party district of all the college kids and whatnot down in that part of Austin. That's normal for Austin PD to be there that fast. Because at nighttime, when the clubs is open and swinging and whatnot, there's heavy police presence in Austin, in this part of Austin. So that part, I believe they got there that fast. I really do, because I know the area. I know that area.
Medics immediately started trying to save the lives of the 19 people shot. 2 of them died. 3 more were in critical condition. Sources identified the shooter to CBS News as Indiaga Diagne, a naturalized U.S. citizen originally from Senegal.
There were indicators that on the subject and in his vehicle that indicate potential nexus to terrorism.
The gunman was wearing a sweatshirt that said "Property of Allah" and had a Quran in his vehicle.
I put his picture of him wearing from the security camera with him, while he was doing it, and it says "Property of Allah," and it has Allah in capital letters, uppercase for you typing folks.
Investigators searching his home north of Austin found an Iranian flag.
He had an Iranian flag T-shirt on under the hoodie.
and pictures of Iranian leaders, according to officials close to the investigation.
This is what keeps the intelligence community up at night. Not people directly associated with terrorist groups, but people who become inspired because of things that are happening in the world.
Jason Allen.
As investigators work to understand what led to the attack, cell phone video captures the moments Austin police shot and killed the suspect. We do want to warn you, this video is graphic, but we will show you an edited version. Check it out. The suspect is on the left side of the screen. Police approach him from the right.
I can't
Several
see. They got
shots
it
are
blocked
fired,
out.
and within seconds, the shooter is down. We're now hearing from the UT student who recorded this video. Nathan Como, a senior at UT Austin, was on 6th Street celebrating a friend's 21st birthday at Buford's, and he says the place was packed, shoulder to shoulder with UT students. He says just minutes before the shooting began, he walked across the street to grab a slice of pizza and didn't realize a shooting was happening until the suspect's second round of gunfire.
With the second round, he was walking towards me. He was walking back towards Buford's. So I'm really grateful the police got there in time. I mean, I was sitting there like a sitting duck eating my pizza. I didn't know he was coming. It could have been really bad for
Zero testosterone. Zero.
me and for hundreds of people holed up in Buford's. So.
Como says one of his friends was among the injured in the attack. He says they were sent to the
Could be,
hospital
Will.
and released early this morning.
Okay, now let's hit up my boy Decoy, because he done a lot of the heavy lifting for us, and I thank him, my brother in arms. But let's go ahead and get that on deck, because I want to stay. Oh yeah, I ain't even at an hour yet. I'm right on schedule. I'm trying to keep on schedule, folks. Here it is. Oh,
a horrifying.
Okay, let me get it going. This channel here. His channel, it used to be called Decoy Voice, and he changed it to Decoy. He has a couple of channels, and I remember I've been with him when like he was just about ready to hit 100K. He went over 1 million already. I'm like, man, I'm doing something wrong, but I can't do this 3-4 times a day. I have it in me. I just don't have the time. They definitely know which city. Oh yeah, exact. That's why I'm saying, and that's something else. See, you done stole some of my thunder, Mean Gene, but that's good, because I'm gonna put mine on the end of this. Now let's go ahead and listen. Go ahead and listen to my boy here.
A horrifying attack just occurred in Austin, Texas, and even though I can't show basically any of the footage, I know the facts will be largely ignored by the mainstream media.
At least 3 people have been killed, 14 others hurt in a mass at a bar in Austin, Texas earlier today. Investigators are trying to determine if the was the result of an act of terrorism or an individual with a mental illness.
He apparently migrated to the United States in 2012 and is a U.S. citizen. In addition to that, they are also trying to trace his movements into downtown Austin in the overnight hours.
Investigators say there's evidence to suggest the shooting might have a, quote, nexus to terrorism.
And notice all the ways they lightly dismiss or even disregard the fact that this was indeed terror-related. But unless you were on Twitter to see it for yourself, and just relying on the corporate, mainstream, left-wing media, you would think some US citizen did this with a nexus to terror. To honestly is probably purposely confusing phrasing, as after our attacks on Iran, we knew of the probability of acts of terror over air, and when one happens basically 24 hours after, the mainstream media is basically bending over backwards to bury that it's already happening, with the exception of right-wing Fox News.
The Austin mass shooter is a 53-year-old naturalized U.S. citizen who was born in Senegal and was living in
I had this picture before Fox even had it. I got it from somebody that was in Austin, because y'all know I'm in Texas, but I'm not in Austin. I couldn't live there. I'd lose my effing mind. But yeah, property of Allah. And that looks like a M4. It's hard to tell if this Fox News, if the breaking news part wasn't there and I can see the rest of the upper receiver, I'd be able to know if it's an M4 or not, because nothing else is shaped like an M4.
Pflugerville, Texas. Material recovered from his person and inside the vehicle give possible indications of a nexus to terrorism, as the FBI announced earlier today. He's wearing clothing that said Allah on it. His sweater said property of Allah. And there's also known to be an undershirt with an Iranian flag and other materials inside.
It couldn't be more clear if the guy wore the flags of the country we attacked. Oh wait, he did. Now was he a single individual acting alone, or was he part of a larger group that will soon do the same? It's hard to say, as most all the news articles basically dance around the issue, with only the New York Post calling out how he got here, as he's originally from Senegal, brought in on a tourist visa during the Clinton years. As he's originally
there. Okay, Nadiaga Diagni. I know I'm probably not saying it right. 53. He ain't no kid. Arrived here in the United States 26 years ago. 26 years ago. On a B2 tourist visa. Now, here's the thing. If y'all know how visas work, you know what I mean? A tourist visa gives you a timeline, a block of time that you got a scaramouche. You got the tourist visa from Bubba Clinton, and then got naturalized by one each Barack Obama. You on a B tour, just like Sly's B2 steak sauce. You second fiddle. No diss, Sly. Sorry about that, but I couldn't help it. Couldn't help it, bro. B2 tourist visa. That you supposed to be out of here.
From Senegal, brought in on a tourist visa during the Clinton years. 1 year.
He'd already racked up at least one arrest before that for illegal vending. So I guess illegal vending, he's selling stuff on the street, hot dogs or something. He ain't got a permit or whatever. I don't know. In June, a year after you supposed to have been already gone. A B2 visa? Wait a minute. B2 visa that you got in March 13th, the year before, well over a year. That B2 visa had expired already. But they just arrested him for illegal vending, not for being in the country illegally.
And he got arrested at least once in New York, then was arrested several.
Then went on to lodge a string of other arrests in the Big Apple between 2008, 2016. But that didn't stop him from becoming a naturalized citizen on April 5th, 2013. Around the start of former Barack Hussein Obama second term. Those 3 arrests are sealed. Listen to where does this person get who got this kind of stroke? A talking sock, a talking muppet, a talking monkey in the country illegally from Senegal that's murking people, but its powers behind it that got his arrest records in New York sealed. Tell me y'all don't smell something. Tell me y'all don't smell something. Yeah, exactly. The president of Senegal wouldn't even have that kind of juice here, let alone a dude that's got busted for flipping hot dogs on the street without a fucking food cart permit. And not Barack Obama didn't sign it himself. Don't take it as I'm saying Barack, what the flip. That's not what I'm doing. But we know how certain administrations treat certain things. Those 3 arrests are sealed. What was he arrested for? I guess when, and look who the governor is now. Hochul, she ain't gonna release that. Mumble Dummy, he ain't gonna release that. He think that the illegal should have a free run.
But somehow was still naturalized as a citizen.
And that's something else. Okay, so you already illegal. You had arrests, well, say till 2016, but the ones 2008 and whatnot, and they still granted you U.S. citizenship. You still got granted, the Obama administration still signed off on your citizenship.
During Obama's administration, then went on to Austin to shoot 16, ending the lives of at least 2. As sadly, this is yet another loss of life that was completely avoidable, where at least to me, if someone comes in as a tourist and begins committing crimes, no matter how petty they may be, should immediately be sent back home. As if you can't even be law-abiding as our guest, why should he be granted the privilege of citizenship, let alone not be deported upon his first conviction? And even if he slipped through the cracks and was naturalized.
So the deporter in chief was picking and choosing who he let stay and who he got deported. He should have sent them to the planet Arrakis, where he can go out there and mine the spice melange. You know, get the hell out, man. There's millions of these people here, and they just waiting to pop.
Or he found some lady to marry, which he quickly got divorced from. What was allegedly his online activity should have immediately denaturalized him, as a Twitter account with his full name constantly tweeted angry things, where he would post about Donald Trump and his family, replying to American congressmen denigrating Christians, responding to congressional candidates that he wanted their address, again putting down Christianity in comparison to his religion, even stating the Islamic Revolution.
The Islamic Revolution. Oh, and you know, his Twitter, all this stuff, it's been Elon Musk. Now y'all know if Elon, whether some, because y'all know I can take Elon or leave him. I ain't carrying no water for him. He made sure none of his stuff got oomphed, and he sent it to the FBI office, because they operate out of San Antonio. They're not operating out of Austin. They operating at the office. He sent it to somebody, but it made its way to the FBI in San Antonio. I think Ken's. No, it wasn't. KSAT 12 had that part on this morning. At least I saw that.
Is eternal. Kinda sounds like if anybody was paying attention, he should have been sent away years ago, and now at least 2 poor souls are paying that price, with several others still in critical after that attack. Now I hope there won't be more victims of completely preventable, left-wing, anti-American violence, as we've all seen plenty of idiots tweeting or Reddit posting this same angry messaging, sometimes with their full names, anonymously, or even in person on college campuses.
To America! Intifada, intifada, coming to America! Intifada, intifada, coming to
Look at the whites. White people, y'all done lost y'all fucking minds. Half of the white population in America has lost their fucking minds. 80% of the white female population from Team Blue have lost their ever loving, stinking, stringy haired minds. blue purple dyed hair, bull ring in the nose, dyed a big giant hair under the armpits, and they even dye it the same color as their hair. That means she proud of it. I wonder what else is dyed on you that's hairy. Ugh.
I believe about 99% are students. And, Chief Shell's going to talk about some of the literature and the leaflets that we found that both of these sites, one being here at the new school, the other one being at the NYU.
It says, occupy the occupiers.
Y'all see that young brother is the deputy commissioner.
Enter the temporary autonomous zone from New York to Gaza from across Turtle Island. Death to America unschooled. Long live the Intifada. So this is the mindset of some of these protests, for sure.
Lessons on how.
That's from the college there in New York City.
How to take over a school at NYU.
Long live. It says, occupy the.
To some of the 9%. I believe about 99% are students. And, Chief Shell's going to talk about some of the literature and the leaflets that we found that both of these sites, one being here at the new school, the other one being at the NYU.
It says, occupy the occupiers. Enter the temporary autonomous zone from New York to Gaza from across Turtle Island. Death to America unschooled. Long live the Intifada. So this is the mindset of some of these protests, for sure.
Lessons on how to take over a school at NYU. Tell me that somebody's not radicalizing our students. What NYU student would do something like this?
This brother gets it. You're the deputy commissioner. Maybe he should have ran for the fucking mayor of New York.
Somebody's behind this.
I'm not saying we can deport every single one of them supporting the.
Do you think any of these humanitarians have an issue with how the Ayatollahs built their wealth? No. Do I think? No. What's up, Mo? What's up, Wizard? They're the Wizard. What's up, Mojo? Hey, Jane, I didn't even see you. She snuck in without me seeing her. Hey, we all up in here tonight. That's right. We ain't gonna be here much longer. We gonna. I gotta start. I say because I finally got all my stuff put together, and this thing is hooking and cooking. So, but wait a minute.
Man, I got these cheeseburgers, man.
Cheeseburgers. Okay. You trying to sell me a cheeseburger? I'm good, brother. Some of their fellow it's Iranians, especially all through Florida and even in California, waving the flags and partying, cheering and whatnot, that they glad that the Ayatollah rock and roller, is put out. Some of them say, that they waiting. that is a wild clip. That they waiting to, and then people say, you think that you would consider going back to Iran after everything's fixed? And some of them said, yeah. Now, some of them ain't gonna leave. Some of them ain't gonna leave because if there's any country that you can make this happen, it's this one. You know what I'm saying? So, just one more time.
Man, I got these cheeseburgers, man.
Come on, decoy.
The death of America, but we also shouldn't be simply shrugging this off. At least the Trump administration and Marco Rubio are looking into these so-called students on student visas that come here to undermine American values on our dime. At least some of those idiots are shockingly being sent back. But I wonder about all those unknown military-age males that came through Biden's porous borders.
How you doing? Where are you from? Senegal. Where are you going? New York.
This is at the border in Texas. This is our border wall. This is our border wall down here.
But I wonder about all those unknown military-age males that came through Biden's porous borders.
How you doing? Where are you from? Senegal. Where are you going? New York. New York. Thank you, sir. You? Senegal. Where are you going? Thank you. Where are you from?
Senegalese. Senegal. From Senegal. Guinea. Senegal. 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 Senegal.
Where are you going?
Los Angeles.
Oh, smart man.
Joe Biden.
Oh, what do you say to Joe Biden?
Joe Biden.
Barbers and combs, they need operational sewage system and a stable electrical grid. I mean, man, Senegal, I think Senegal is, I looked it up and I posted it yesterday on my Senegal is 97% Sunni Muslims, not Shias, Sunnis. Okay. Looks FBA. Oh, you mean the one here that's froze on the screen? This dude look FBA to you? Because he could pass. Them other ones, no. Them other ones, no. Nothing about them say FBA. But that one with that other shirt, you could be. Oops, it might help if I hit the play button.
Senegal. From Senegal. Guinea. Senegal. 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 Senegal.
Where are you going?
Yeah. Now he could pass. He could be a blended African over there and we don't know nothing about it. But he could pass until he started talking.
Los Angeles.
Oh, smart man.
Joe Biden.
Oh, what do you say to Joe Biden?
Joe Biden is the American president.
You like him?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Joe Biden is good.
Wait,
Joe
look,
Biden's good? You like him?
pause. What all y'all see behind him? What all you see? You see any Spanish? You see any güeros? Any güeros? ¿Güeros and güeras? No? ¿Qué quieres? No? All you see, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Joe Biden is good.
You Joe Biden's good?
Yeah.
Or no Trump?
No.
Trump or Biden?
No.
No, neither. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying every single one of those non-English speaking
Man, I love the way Poland handled it. I put that video up. Man, I got so much hate, but the people ain't realize I feed off of your hatred. Your hatred thrown towards me charges my batteries for me to do more. So you're not helping yourself by throwing hate towards me, because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go when you ready to go. You ready? I'm ready. Because you get too close. Now, keep it on the internet because yeah, I would stay over there with that. Let the hate flow, man. I need to make me a Darth Sidious thing. Come on, decoy.
Senegalese sneaking into the country with zero understanding of what they're saying, other than what city they've been instructed to be sent to, that all of them have evil intentions. I'm just saying we should be thoroughly vetting anybody coming into the country to make certain they're not here to end America and end up in Austin, ending several American lives on behalf of Iran. It would be nice to verify that at the border, but Biden already ruined that for over 4 years. The next best thing would be funding the Department of Homeland Security, but again, the Democrats see or safety as a way to take more money.
About the Americans, though, around the world right now. There's also, from the FBI and Homeland Security, concern about cyber vulnerabilities and potential threats to infrastructure. They've put out alerts about this. Given the current situation, Republicans are calling on Democrats to consider stopping the position you've taken, which is to halt some funding to Homeland Security. Do you feel you need to reconsider this position?
So the Republicans are saying that because they launched an illegal, disastrous war in Iran, we should.
See? Now, what did I say? Y'all think he don't, y'all think that Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat, Connecticut, because it's not spelled the way they say it, Connecticut, don't know about the War Powers Act of 1973. You think he don't know? Do y'all think Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, went on Slay the Nation, because I don't call it Face the Nation, I call it Slay the Nation, went on Slay the Nation and say, Joe Potatoes, why are you bombing these people, Joe Potatoes? Why are you bombing Syria? Bombed the shit out of Syria too, right? Why are you bombing the snot out of Syria there, Joe Potatoes? Patata. Why you bombing the snot out of Libya, Joe Potatoes? Why you bombing the Congo, Joe Potatoes? Why you bombing Mauritania, Joe Potatoes? Not Mauritania, I'm sorry, Mogadishu. Sorry, Mauritania. Y'all caught a stray. I didn't mean y'all, my bad. Y'all caught a stray. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat, Connecticut. That's because that's the way it's spelled. He says this because he knows he's on a platform and nobody's going to challenge him. I would love to sit across from one of these talking sock puppets, meat with eyes, bowl of soup with fucking legs, because they think they got an easy target. Now, I would come in appropriate attire, but he just figures since, oh, look, he's a Negro. This ought to be easy pickings. I'll bring him a copy and slide it across the table. Here, when this is over with, come read this. I'll see you back here next Tuesday. He knows. He has, you got to be weary of somebody that's willing to know the truth and stand in your face and lie to you on national TV, and they know they lying. Okay, let's flip it, y'all. Let's say, well, Nick, maybe you giving him too much credit. He may not know about the War Powers Act of 1973. He's an elected official. Ignorance on such things should not be a part of your repertoire. You ought to have at least one or two people on your staff that's fastidious enough to pull this stuff up. Just like Jasmine Crockett, her dumb ass, gonna sit up there and on the Epstein Island stuff and hit up this one doctor, and he had to tweet, he like, no, the person you're talking about is a Dr. Epstein. Not the Epstein Island part. She went on national TV. Y'all tell me if y'all see this. Even the white chick, Miss Liberal TV, white chick was like looking at Jasmine like, bitch, you crazy. She said, well, you know, since it was proven, you know, that it wasn't that Epstein, it was a Dr. Epstein that he had donated to, and this, that, and other. And even the doctor then came out, and and they got staffs to do that. Are you willing to retract that? Know what she said? No, because technically he did make a donation to a man named Epstein. Now, it's not the one with the island doing all this stuff, but he did make a donation to a man named Epstein. So technically, I didn't lie. That's Jasmine Crockett. If y'all ain't seen it, because this almost done, a minute, and I'll pull it up.
Legal, disastrous war in Iran. We should give them permission to continue using ICE to murder American citizens, to allow them to get the funding to tear gas schools.
The administration would say they have adjusted some of the way they're carrying out policies within DHS.
They have not. They have not.
Dunking on Trump
I'm going to show it to you right fast.
over something he did to Iran that Iranians loved isn't the only he thinks it is, especially when it puts the lives of Americans on the line. And this should be something more citizens are concerned over, but again, as long as the mainstream left-wing media buries a lead with either nexus to terror phrasing or just outright ignoring what this attack was, the left won't care when this happens, if it happens again, when they think nobody is noticing that this is their doing. So if you appreciate my insight.
Thanks, Decoy. I still call him Decoy Voice. Jasmine Crockett won't apologize for Dr. Epstein. Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Jasmine Crockett won't apologize for Jeffrey Epstein mix-up. She is sitting talking. If I see the one that we had just played that, I'll just use that one. So everybody, so you lied. No, the way she said, I didn't lie. Okay, here we go. It was the CNN
Tonight, the
chick.
president's signature on the Epstein bill.
Let's find it.
Now
Let's
made its
find
way
it.
there.
Forget all that. Forget all that. No, let's go straight to Jasmine.
My source tonight sits on the House Oversight Committee. Democratic Congresswoman.
Okay, y'all. If you have some duct tape, I suggest you grab it. Okay, and wrap it around your head real tight. Just leave a little bit where you can hear untape, but tape up the rest of your head because your brain's going to explode. Now, the tape ain't going to keep your head from exploding. It's just going to keep all the pieces of skull and stuff together. So the doctors and the king's horses, when we take you to the hospital, can put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Listen to this dumb B-I-O-H. Private school, raised in a mansion, millionaire parents, private school, went to a graduated law student, then got a seat in politics. Team Red we wouldn't put up with this shit. But she done changed her tone of her voice. She don't talk ghetto no more because now you running for a seat and for the big chair in Texas. So now, and guess what? I heard this black people on Twitter saying, why she talking different now? She we've been fooled again. No, you nig-nogs. Ain't nobody got to fool y'all. You're nogs. You're freaking nogs. You are freaking nig-nogs. You don't have to fool nig-nogs.
Jasmine Crockett of Texas, and thank you for being here because now this clock has started with the president signing this bill behind closed doors tonight. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, was asked earlier today about releasing everything. She repeatedly said, we will follow the
Roscoe, intelligent and Democrat Party, oxymoron, sir. They don't need intelligence. All they need is emotion and fear.
Law. Do you expect that you'll get all of these documents by December 18th?
I do not. I absolutely don't expect that, especially when you start to say things like Pam Bondi said she will follow the law, because the only thing you look at those court orders that they have ignored, you say, well, you know what, that's advisory. About number two, for me, is not partisan. It's somebody that worked in the
Notice the ghetto talk is gone, right?
criminal justice system. I understand what it is to sit across from a victim. I understand their stories. I understand the trauma, and I understand the lasting effects. Wrong is wrong, right is right. And I think that that is what we are missing in this administration. It seems like he consistently wants to give a pass so long as someone is a follower of his. That's what we saw with the January 6ers, that he decided that he was going to pardon. And then even after they got in trouble, justice looks like is going after whoever is wrong, no matter their race, no matter their political. This was able to take place, and we need to make sure that we tear.
And a millionaire raised by millionaire parents, living in exclusive places her whole life, but you want to cry racism. Whitey couldn't keep your ass out of the mansion, could they? Or your parents, could they? You ride past white bums, homeless people on the street, and she'll probably walk past him, but they ain't got a pot to piss in, window to throw it out, or 2 nickels to rub together. If you got 2 nickels to rub together, I'll give you $1. He ain't got it. But it's the racisms.
Tear down those structures. We have an obligation. Epstein is alive or dead. We need to.
Democrat who's been on defense over Jeffrey Epstein is Stacey Plaskett. She represents the Virgin Islands. She was texting with Jeffrey Epstein the day of Michael Cohen's hearing. Her questions pretty closely followed the text messages between the two of them to ask about Rona Graff, Trump's longtime assistant. You were defending her today, or in recent days, yesterday, and you talked about.
She defending the chick that was texting back and forth with Jeffrey Epstein.
Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney.
If y'all want to go ahead and set your recorders up, let me back it up here. This is the spot right here. This is it.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor, doesn't have any relation to.
Freeze. Yes, Crockett, a physician, because Lee Zeldin already got his seat. Yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who is a totally different person than the other Jeffrey Epstein, donated to a prior campaign of mine. No freaking relation, you genius. And the Dr. Epstein, he was on one of the podcasts, and he was like, did you? Yes. And did you? Yes. You had, he said, no, I'm just at, he's sitting there with them. And you figure she would just say, just fall on your sword on that one and keep going. No. Now I could take the black female admitting she wrong jab, but I ain't going to do it. I'm just going to let it roll.
The convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and.
She's blaming Republicans for her saying this man, and it wasn't him. How? Somebody fucking help me. And this is why it's hard to be impartial when dealing with Democrats for me, because of this shit. You figure other Democrats would have just came out and said, Jasmine, look, we rocking with you. We gonna rock with you regardless. But you can't stand on this one, sweetheart. The real Dr. Jeffrey Epstein that made himself known. He done made the because, CNN, they don't want him on there. He went on Fox and he went on Newsmax because, you know, MSNBC and them, they ain't gonna have him on there to make their girl look bad. All she had to do was say, oops, my bad, dog. She can't do it. It's the Republicans' fault. I love this shit.
A prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
I never said that it was that Jeffrey.
Look, CNN chick, even, what did she say? Do you want to correct her? She giving her an out on CNN. Look, when you on CNN and you a leftist retard, I mean libtard, blue-tard, whatever, and they give you an out, that's the time to take it. Take it. You too stupid. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. Went insane. Got no brain.
Epstein, just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time,
they sprung it on her. They made her say it, y'all. They made her say it. I don't know how, but they made her say it.
I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies, because it was not the...
Unlike, I just don't go out and tell lies. You just told a lie. Bruh.
Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying this.
You even got Miss Mixed Blood Armenian, look at her nose and look at her chin. There's some Armenian in there. No diss. You know, I ain't got nothing against Armenians. But you... then got Miss CNN. Look at her hand. Look at the hands. Look at her face. Bitch, what you talking about? You know that's what her brain is saying, right? You know that's what her brain is saying. This heifer is retarded. She done gave you 2 chances to get out of it. She doing her job as a fellow lefty, and you ain't taking it.
Had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted them and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but someone might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC.
Well, if you couldn't have verified that that was him, how about do the smart thing and don't say nothing? Leave him out of it.
See, so number one.
But that libtard, man, that libtard runs deep. It won't let him. Logic is not their friend.
I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein, because I knew that we would need more time to really dig in.
Well, Stacey Plaskett was texting the Jeffrey Epstein that we're
Correct.
all talking about. You voted against the censure for her to remove her from her committees. You know, we pressed the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, on this last night. Maybe you don't think she should be removed from her committees.
Correct.
But why do so many Democrats seem unwilling to say it's inappropriate to be texting with a registered sex offender about what you're going to ask a witness?
Gene, I don't, bruh. I don't know what to say. Do y'all? I don't need to hear anymore. I don't need to hear anymore. We can go on to something. Is there anything that I done missed that I can pull up before I get y'all up out of here? because we're at an hour and a half. I want to make sure I stay under 2 hours, and we're at an hour and a half. Y'all, this is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. Pretzel logic. I agree, Hunter. It don't make sense. The chick gave Miss CNN anchor here, then gave her 2. She get the first one was a bounce pass. One of the easiest passes in you know what I mean, in basketball. Then she gave her a chest pass. And it still went off her hands and went out of bounds, turned the ball over to the other team, who went down and done an alley-oop and slam dunked it on her goofy ass. How come you just couldn't say, we made a mistake, wrong Epstein? You could even lie and say you got caught up in the moment. You could even do that. Not gonna do it. Hey, guess what? With all this stuff still going on, 50 jokers got arrested. They rounded up 50 more in they still, even with all this stuff, still don't make any sense. Let's see this. Arrest a Minnesota activist accusing of threatening ICE agents. They ought to tell him, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Steve.
They coming after you, dog.
Kevin, that protest out in front of the federal building in Minneapolis turned violent after protesters were told to disperse. At least 42 people were arrested when they were told they had to break it up. Many began throwing bottles and ice at the federal agents. At least 1 agent wounded, 1 patrol car smashed up, 1 protester arrested for assault. In the meantime here, these daily protests are really taking a toll on the local economy, especially small businesses and restaurants having a hard time. Local entrepreneurs trying to encourage people to buy local, many saying that this is worse for businesses than
Y'all
even
see the
COVID
F
was.
ice sign over there, but it don't say F. It's a flag.
My co-founder.
Okay, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Y'all, I ain't got nothing else. I just want to throw that on there for y'all. The congressional control, the president's discretion of what he can and what he cannot do. They tell them, but they so mentally that they don't believe anything will happen to them. But they've been getting away with it for so damn long there too, that they just figure, man, well, I'll just go ahead and keep running ripshod. But that's it. My main thing I wanted to, Jasmine Crockett was just a little cherry on top there. Because a lot of people was telling me that they didn't know that. They didn't hear that part. They just heard the part of her making the claims that it's not the same Epstein. And you doing it on the House floor. That's the thing. You're on the floor. This is recorded. This is what we're dealing with. This is where we're at. So now the little sheriff said, then you should stream more often. Yeah, I guess I should. I'm trying. If y'all think, when I say y'all, not y'all, you know what I mean by y'all, not y'all. If y'all think that these politicians, like the one I just showed you, the Democrat from Connecticut, get up there and say this stuff and they don't know anything about the damn War Powers Act, that they don't know nothing about that, you out of your mind. They know. They know. Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1, the 1973 War Powers Resolution. They know. They just banking that people that voted, well, if they voted for me, I'm a Democrat and I'm a libtard, and they voted for me, so that means they're extra stupid, so they ain't gonna look up to see whether I'm saying is true or not. They just gonna take my word for it. Orange man is breaking the law. He don't have, now guess what? When day 60 hit and he haven't had congressional, even though technically, y'all, we read it, there are no boots on the ground. Okay, let's just say he throws some boots on the ground. F it. Let's say we're sending 10th Mountain Infantry Division from Fort Drum, New York. Lovely Fort Drum. We're sending 17 Corps from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, over to Iran, and to round it out, we're sending the illustrious 75th Ranger Battalion over to Iran. And I'm going to do that because I got 60 days. What day are we in? We're in day 3? Day 2. Day 2. And I'm going to send him over there to do what they can do, and I'll get them out. And I'll get them out before the 60 days because I know Congress won't give me congressional approval. If he throw ground troops in and 60 days pass and he didn't get congressional approval and he still keep them there to do something, then I'll be back here saying, Orange man, what the F are you doing? What the F are you doing? You need to follow the 1973 War Powers Resolution. Because technically right now he is. One last thing, y'all, and I'm really going to get y'all out of here. One last thing. Watch this. Let's see. Man, you got an active map. Your boy. Now, I think y'all can see it. I can see it. One each, Barack Hussein Obama dropped a total of 24,835 bombs. 12,000 and some change on Syria, 12,000 and some change on Iraq, 496 on Libya, 35 on Yemen, 14 on Somalia, and 3 on Pakistan. Five countries, 24,835 bombs. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Do y'all remember anybody from either side, Congress ordered? Because, you know, Fancy Nancy was, because remember, Hillary was Secretary of State and Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House. So, of course, speaking out against this, on this, was verboten. Do y'all remember anybody raising sand about that? He bombed out Syria so bad, Bashar Assad is still in Russia with damn Putin. He ain't came back yet. Y'all stop playing with me. Stop playing. They play too damn much. They playing with the wrong guy, but they play too damn much. Stop playing with me. Okay? All right? All right. I appreciate y'all. If y'all like the content, because we're done here unless somebody got something they want to throw in. I think I covered it pretty well. I tried to anyway. Let me see. Wait a minute. Where am I? Hold on a second. Let me get my little background music going there. Sounds kind of low. Oh, wait a minute. Since you said that, no, you good, Hunter. Since you said that, what do I think of that? Carrie, you know I'm petty, right? You know I'm petty with the soundboard, right?
What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it. What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it.
I don't like the look of You know I'm petty with the soundboard. Y'all know they shouldn't have gave a Negro like me no damn soundboard. They know this stuff. They know about the 1973 Act. I'm wearing the petty crown. They know this stuff. They know. All we can do is ride. Like I said, man. So the War Powers Act, they get to use it, but Orange Man don't, because you don't like the Orange Man. You changed my mind, but you accidentally hit send. but bruh, you didn't know, you couldn't have known that and guess what? Out of all the stuff I uploaded, I just uploaded this yesterday.
What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it.
I just added this one yesterday. Y'all, I appreciate y'all coming. I'm going to try to squeeze these in. Please hit the like button if you like the content. Ring the bell like my little scroll says. I think it says that in my scroll somewhere. You see, I had to get all fancy schmancy and make it two-tone fade from yellow to blue. And I'm going to change it from yellow to green. Next time y'all see it, it'll be fading from yellow to like a lime green to make it pop some. And if you ring the bell so you can get notified when I do this, because I'm going to start trying to run these off, on a regular, and I want to do them where it's not so late, because people got shit to do. Families, houses, laundry, self-maintenance, so I'm trying to get all this done by 9 o'clock. I want to be done. I'm over 5 minutes now. Am I? Nope, I'm still under 2 hours. I'm at 1 hour, 44 minutes. I want to be done so everybody can get on with what they got to get on with. All right? All right. I got another news story coming up for y'all, and some people ain't going to like it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Y'all be good and be safe. Bye. Where's my little thing? There it is. Bye, y'all.
TV.